I think a key takeaway I took from this summer was just the importance of making connections and then leveraging them. I think my team especially, and the firm as a whole, places an emphasis on building strong professional relationships, so I'm very thankful for that.
I think the biggest thing I've taken away from this internship is an understanding of how Nomura manages and mitigates for its risks that it's exposed to. And it was very interesting to see the way the systems developed internally within Nomura were implemented to ensure that we have a firm-wide strategy for risk-taking.
One of the key takeaways that I got from Nomura's Global Markets Internship program would be that in markets, no 2 days are the same, and every day brings about new challenges that we have to navigate.
The key takeaway from the experience is to work hard, work smart, and be proactive.
My key takeaway is probably to have an open mind to learn new things. Over the past 5 weeks, I've come across a topic every single week that I haven't known about previously. And though that kind of seemed daunting at first, I'm so glad that I stuck into it and came out having learned so much more than I could have even imagined.
I found that working remotely at Nomura to be efficient because my team was able to connect with one another through multiple forms of communication and across several platforms.
So working remote definitely took a lot to get used to, as one can imagine. Nobody ever muted themselves, so you always forgot to turn off your camera. But you soon realize everyone's in the same boat, and because of that, people were really generous with their times and super helpful.
Working remotely was not actually as challenging as I thought it would be. I think Nomura had done a great job to ensure we could stay connected and have a good exposure to the different businesses. Overall, I found that people were very responsive when we needed help or just wanted to chat over the phone about their career.
The biggest challenge I saw with working remotely was networking. Everyone was welcoming and more than willing to speak over Zoom or a phone call if I asked, but just the accessibility of knocking on someone's office door is definitely a more simplistic approach to networking.
Not being in an office, it was more difficult to get to know people as well. The interns on the program and my team members as well.
I think one of the biggest challenges with working remotely was networking and connecting with new people. It's a lot easier in the office to bump into someone or walk over and introduce yourself, whereas when you're working remote, everything is scheduled deliberately in advance.
One unexpected skill that I developed during the internship is perhaps assertiveness. I've learned how to be a bit more forthright in my wants and needs, how to be more confident when asking people for things, while still being considerate and of course respectful to people.
So I didn't think that I would develop Python programming skills, but thanks to some people from the IT and tech department, we've been able to get ahead and start some basic training on Python for finance.
A key skill set that I believe I've developed over the period of this time is group work in a virtual setting. I think not being able to be face-to-face with my teammates was a bit of a challenge. However, I think that we were able to overcome this, and this is now a new skill set that will help me in the future.
I think one of the biggest skills that I learned this summer is just I gained an appreciation and an awareness for attention to detail. Things that I didn't think mattered before prior to this internship actually do, especially when you're presenting something to a client. So I really am thankful for that, and I will be applying that.
Engaging, responsibility, and challenging.
Be motivating, rewarding, and diverse. Motivating because of how excited it made me about my career ahead. Rewarding because of how proud of my work I was once I was completed with it. And diverse partly because of how I rotated through different departments.
Describe the internship in 3 words. You're on mute. No, but I would perhaps say fast-paced, adaptable, and dedication.
All in all, my internship was insightful, professional, and inclusive to all.